Hi, this is Jeannie, and this is my podcast, Dreams to Reality. So the topic for today would be related to the third key, which is subconscious reprogramming. Remember the 4 keys for achieving your goals are clarity, clearing, and the third one is subconscious reprogramming, and the fourth one is aligned action. So the topic today is about learning more about the subconscious mind so that we can start to work with our subconscious mind rather than have our subconscious mind work against us. So before we, if you are new to self-help, if you are new to the new thought, if you are new to this concept, basically subconscious mind is anything below our awareness. So the conscious mind is only consists of 10% of our mind. Most of it is actually subconscious. Most of it is unconscious. So the subconscious mind is with us from the very beginning of our life until our last moment. It continues to be there, and subconscious part of the subconscious mind is actually all the autonomic systems in our body, like our digestion, our circulatory system, respiratory system, everything that is just operating below our consciousness, but it's operating automatically. And if you've heard, there's actually yogis that can actually control their heartbeat. And this has been documented because they're just aware of their inner system. And if you're really highly in tune with your body, you can also tune into your body and you can sense what's going on in your body. But normally for normal individuals, especially those that don't have a meditative practice, they're just like ordinary people. They're not really aware of the inner workings of their body and of their mind. So the subconscious mind is actually programmable. There's a part of our subconscious mind that is programmable, and that's when we are from birth until 3 years old, some say until 7 years old, we're highly programmable. Basically what this means is that depending on your upbringing, you can be programmed to believe in certain things. Like in my case, because I come from, my grandparents were farmers, and on my grandmother, my paternal grandmother's side, my paternal side, my grandmother on the paternal side, my father's mother, she was a businesswoman and she worked hard. And so I was programmed that, you have to work hard. So that is just, the programming that I was led to believe. Of course, as you get older and you become more aware, you realize that you can have a choice. You can actually choose whether to believe in that or not. So another thing that can be programmed is basically maybe when you were young, you were taught that, you have to do things to earn things. And so you believed in that. But sometimes you can get things without having to do anything. So really depends on what was programmed when you were younger. Again, I digress. So back to the subconscious mind being reprogrammable. It actually stores all the information. There's a part of our subconscious mind that stores all of the information, memories from our birth until the present moment. It records it. And there's actually a man, this is documented as well. He was able to remember all of the things that have happened to him since birth. Basically what this means is that he can tap into his subconscious mind, and he is aware and he knows. If you asked him, I read that he knew what he ate for breakfast on what day and what year. So he remembers everything. His memory was so good, and he was able to tap into that, I guess, the subconscious mind, part of his subconscious mind that records everything. The thing about the subconscious mind, as I mentioned, it is programmable, but it may not be programmable for good, because there's a lot of mental programming. Like when you're growing up, you can be taught prejudice, you can be taught to hate people, or or you can be taught certain things. Like, let's say you grew up with a dysfunctional family, so you would be led to believe that families are always dysfunctional, or you have bad programming about money, that you can't keep your money or you always lose your money. So as you get older, you can actually choose what you can program in your mind, and that is if you are aware how the subconscious mind works. So the subconscious mind is very programmable from birth until 7 years old, and after that it gets harder because there's like guards in place, and there's actually you have to guard the system in a way, but there's a way around it. When you actually go through several states of mind, you can actually start to reprogram the mind. So I'd like to discuss that. You can start reprogramming the mind through going by being in a trance state or a hypnotic state. And this can happen every day, actually. When you're watching the news, you can be so into the news that you're like, suddenly you're believing that, like the world's ending, or like there's people after you, or like the world is violent or something. So that can be part of the way to program the subconscious mind through trance state, by going into a trance state or hypnotic state, in a relaxed state. Another way is through the whole brain state, and I do this actually. I'm a facilitator for Psyche. We do the whole brain subconscious reprogramming. I love this. But I'm also a certified hypnotist, so I also do that other thing. Having people being in that relaxed trance state where they're just like more reprogrammable. They can the subconscious mind can be more prone to do things. And the other time that you can reprogram yourself is by going to sleep. So when you're going to sleep, you're more suggestible. The subconscious mind is more suggestible. But you can also actually reprogram your mind when you are conscious, when you're awake, but it will take time. It literally will work through repetition. So you have to go through repeating, like some people, and I have read a lot of self-help books, and also delved into courses that teach about like putting affirmations in a loop all day. But now I just do it in my sleep. I put affirmations in my sleep because it's like I want it to be effortless. I also do hypnosis, and I also do the whole brain state. It really depends on the situation and the subconscious work that I want to do. So the subconscious mind actually works through images, and it is like a goal-setting machine. And it always follows commands. So it will always follow whatever you program into it. Let's say you are programmed for failure. Let's say you're in a business venture because of your mental programming when you were younger, or maybe when you're an adult, your businesses could fail. Or if you're programmed for success, any venture that you go into will always be a success. So I'm going to mention a few books that actually delve more into the subconscious mind and how it works. And These books are old. I think they're over 100 years old. It's or almost 100 years old. The books by Neville Goddard, Charles F. Haanel. Actually, this is my favorite, Charles F. Haanel. He has the master key system. He really explains the subconscious mind really well. And then there's Joseph Murphy. He has the book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. It's a really great read as well. And those three, I think, because I think you can get some of those books for free because they're old and they're no longer protected by the copyright laws. I could be wrong about this, but there are certain books. There's other similar books that you can download for free. And before I delve more into discussing the subconscious mind, I'd like to explain the reticular activating system. So we actually have like a built-in filter that is called the reticular activating system. So this is like a way for our subconscious mind to really hone and tune into a particular goal. And it's like a filter. It's a filter that our mind uses to see the world. It's the lens by which we see the world by. So let's say there's always opportunities that are abounding in let's say you want to go into business venture. There's always opportunities out there. But depending on how you've programmed your reticular activating system, you will not find the opportunities or the right opportunities. Or if you do find those opportunities, but you've just been programmed for failure, even if you do find them, it's just going to turn into failure. So it's really, really important that to understand how the subconscious mind works, because if you don't really try to study it and learn how to use it well, it will just continue to control and dominate your life. So part of the tools that I use, aside from the affirmations where I sleep, is also mental imaging or visualization. And in fact, the subconscious mind is really, really impressible. Like it's very highly suggestible, especially when it comes to visualization, because this is the language of the subconscious mind. It works through images, it works through sounds, it works through feelings and emotions. And the thing about the subconscious mind is that it just accepts your command. And it has to be through repetition, though, because you have to saturate your subconscious mind with mental images of the end result. And another thing you need to know about the subconscious mind is that the subconscious mind only works on the final picture. Basically, your job is to just find that your end goal, know what you want, and just visualize the end goal, the end result. For example, in my case, like a few months ago, so I saw this video on YouTube about like hypnosis, and I was so interested, and I said, I'm going to sign up for the class. But I didn't know how to get there. I didn't know what to do. So what I did is that I visualized meeting the teacher, like being in the class, even if it was impossible because this was the time of Corona. And also just being in the back of the class and drinking coffee. So that was my end mental image that I impressed on my subconscious mind for months and months and months. And what do you have it? I actually ended up in that class because I just really just repeated the end image and it just flowed smoothly. I did not know how to get there. I did not know when I was going to get there, but I knew I had to get there and I wanted to get there soon. And I think it happened after like maybe 4 or 5 months of just mental imaging. And I do this for a lot of my goals as well. I just, visualize the end result. There's literally dozens of ways to impress your goals and your end goal, end image on your subconscious mind. It's and I will be discussing that in my future podcast episodes. There's just a lot, and you can try them and see what works for you. But for me, what works is visualization of the end result, the end image. I do the nighttime affirmations, and I do the scripting. I love the scripting. That's my favorite because it's something I can do when I'm conscious, and it works for me. And it's not going to work for everybody. And yeah, that's just my short explanation of how the subconscious mind works. It's literally, I can go on it, and I can, in future episodes, I can maybe prepare a more in-depth explanation of the subconscious mind, because it's literally a very interesting subject, and it's an important subject, because if you do not control your subconscious mind will control you. So I think it's a saying in Buddhism, it's be the master of your mind rather than your mind be the master over you. So it should be the conscious mind that should be controlling the subconscious mind, but literally, most people, they just react or they do things that they don't even know why they're doing them. They're not aware that it's not really their beliefs per se, it's beliefs that were passed on. And most of it is passed on, actually. And not all of our passed on beliefs are good. And they're no longer serving us at this point in our life. And we really do have a choice. And the choice is awareness, and the choice is education. Educate yourself how the subconscious mind works. And it's just, it's the way that nature has made it so, and a lot of people have already discovered how this works. And if you've noticed, there's really successful people because they know this system. A lot of them know the system. Athletes, especially the Olympians, they're known to visualize. They're known to visualize their routines. And actually, there was a study that showed that visualizing the routines actually helped them in their performance. And it's just some champions as well, they visualize how they're going to turn into a champion. So it's literally, it is important to learn how the subconscious mind works. And do check out my book too. I have a book, it's Dreams to Reality, which is what this podcast is based on. And it delves into the 4 keys more, and it will give like a explanation of how to go about realizing your dreams, from dreams to turning it into reality. And it's really just, there's the tech. Once you know the principles, you can use any technique that you want, any tool that you want. Just know the principles, and I'm going to explain. I've explained those principles in my book. Do check it out, and also we'll provide a link to the other books by Neville Goddard, Charles F. Haanel, and Joseph Murphy. And those 3 books will have more details about how the subconscious mind works. And I'll find more books, and I'll talk about it more, because this is an interesting subject to me. And thank you very much for listening. I appreciate it.